If you're looking to cut the cord or add freely to a TV that doesn't have it built in, you have two options, the Manhattan Aero and the often forgotten Netgem Pleio. I reviewed the Manhattan Aero earlier on this year and it was priced at $69.99 while the Pleio was priced at $109.99. Since recording that video, the Aero's price has risen to $89.99, the Pleio's price has dropped to $99.99. So now seems like a good time to take a look at this often forgotten freely streamer, the Netgem Pleio, and see, can it replace subscription-based services like Sky TV, and is it any good? The Netgem Pleio was launched at the end of 2025 and it was the first device that allowed you to access the Freely service without it being built into a TV. The streamer itself is a tiny little puck, and when I say tiny, it fits in the palm of your hand. It's extremely lightweight and you can pretty much hide this in any setup. Inside the box, you get a decent feeling remote, a USB power supply, HDMI cable and a games controller. More on that shortly. Connection-wise, the puck has two ports. It has an HDMI port as well as a USB-C port for the power. There is no Ethernet port on here, so to connect it to the internet, it must be connected via Wi-Fi. The ports themselves are at either end of the puck. Now, this is where my first issue arose because I found that you obviously connect the power and then you connect the HDMI cable and the HDMI kind of like twists it and pulls it. Because they're both not at the back like traditional streamers, it is a bit fiddly. Yes, it can be hidden, it's tiny, and it wasn't really that big a deal. I could just tuck it behind another device and you couldn't see it. But just bear that in mind if you wanted it sort of sat nicely on your cabinet or something, you're gonna have a cable showing one way or another. Actually setting up the Pleio is fairly straightforward. It runs on Android, which I'm gonna come on to in a bit more detail a little bit later on. So you're gonna need a Google account. Also, if you've got an Android phone, it probably is easier because you can connect your phone during the setup. I didn't, so it was constantly going through, different sign-in pages, scrolling through terms and conditions. When you buy the Pleio, you also get a 12-month subscription with Pleio's subscription service, which gives you access to the games and some extra channels. I will cover that shortly, but that is during the initial setup. You get to scan your QR code and activate that 12-month subscription. So here we are finally at the Pleio home screen. Now it's taken about 10 or 15 minutes to go through all the sort of, signing into Google, an update, agreeing to many different terms and conditions I've had to go through, one for Pleio, one for Google, but we're finally there. I'm not going to do that now. And this is the home screen. So as you can see, there is a big focus on Freely, this being a Freely streamer. We've got Now on Freely and we've got all the different shows here, which is nice. We've got our main apps across the bottom here, and these are all the Freely based apps. So the apps that you would get with Freely essentially. So you've got iPlayer, Netflix, ITVX. The reason you see the lock on these is because when you set it up, you have to make a parental lock. I just haven't gone into the settings to disable it yet. So that lock basically means if I were to click it, it's going to ask for the PIN number. So we've got featured on Freely, 5 picks. We've got new games, which we'll come to in a little bit. Channels Plus, which is part of that subscription I talked about with Pleio. Again, I will look at that in a second. Fan Zone. Now, Fan Zone, I believe, is fairly new to the Pleio. It's their sort of sports side of things. So you can see here we've got a complete focus on the World Cup. So we've got World Cup matches across BBC and ITVX. World Cup highlights, FIFA Fighter Dazan. It's coming home. Unfortunately, at the time of recording this, it isn't. Halftime fun. So it looks like some games advertising here. World Cup movies, YouTube videos, World Cup recipes. So it seems very much the Fan Zone section. I don't know what it would be updated to after the World Cup, if there's another sporting event on, or if that disappears completely. These are the sort of subscription channels you get. So looking through, I had to look through this, there's nothing really that would stand out to me. And this is what you get free for 12 months. So we've got documentaries, movies, there's an Osborne's channel, a mystery channel, a Mr. Bean channel. Let's look at the schedule. So here we go. These are all the channels you get with the Pleio subscription. So we're sort of just flicking through here so you can see what's there. For me, I would see no reason to add a subscription to these sorts of channels, but it might be something that you do. I mean, there's Red Bull TV there, but nothing's really jumping out at me. Because the Pleio uses Android, you will have access to the Google Play Store, providing you have a Google account, which means you can download other apps. So if you wanted to download a VPN, for example, you could. If you wanted to download other streaming services that aren't part of Freely, you can. So for example, you can install Now TV on this device, which is something you can't do with the Manhattan Aero. And I think this is one of the main appeals of the Pleio, because you can install things like Now TV on it. If you were trying to leave a Sky subscription that you were paying too much for, yes, Now TV is owned by Sky, so you're not really leaving a Sky subscription, but Now TV can sometimes work out cheaper because you can just pay for it as and when there are particular shows on Sky exclusive channels that you would want to watch. However, when I opened Now TV on the Pleio, I was greeted to this message telling me that this device is no longer going to be supported by Now TV from the 28th of July. I did a bit of research online, and apparently this isn't the case, and this is actually a bug within the software and it's going to be fixed. However, a lot of the posts discussing this were well over a week or two old, and I was thinking, if it's a bug, isn't this fairly simple to fix? So what I will do, I will put a pinned post down in the comments when that day comes and if I'm still able to log in to Now TV on the Pleio, because if I can't, I think that is a massive blow for this device. And it would make sense to me that Sky would maybe pull support for devices like this because they want people to go down the Sky Stream route. I don't know, I'm just speculating here, but essentially this could be seen as a direct competitor to the Sky Stream service. Yes, it's still essentially a Sky service with Now TV. For some people, Now TV is not going to be important at all and they just want access to Freely. And if that's the case, look at the other features of this little puck because it might still be fully suitable for you. If we just go into Freely, so if I press the Freely button on my remote, the Freely kind of navigation and the Freely menu is the same across all Freely devices, whether it's built into your TV or whether it is on the Play or the Manhattan Aero. In terms of sort of speed, this sort of goes through. If I flick through some channels, so on BBC One, fairly responsive. I think it's probably about the same as the Manhattan Aero that I tested previously. In regards to pausing, you can pause for about 15 minutes. What is annoying, on the remote, there isn't a pause button. And I'm staring at it now, I cannot see a pause button. So to pause, you've kind of got to click the middle button and then, see, even pressing the middle button twice doesn't. You've got to click the middle button and then go to the pause symbol and press it. That seems like an oversight and I feel like I'm missing something, but I'm looking at the remote and there definitely is not a pause button. While being an Android device can be seen as a positive because you've got access to the Play Store, I think it can also be seen as a negative because it feels like you've got kind of like two systems on here. You've got the Pleio Freely side of things and the Android side of things. And this is really apparent when it comes to searching. If you search on the home screen, the results you get are all the Pleio Freely stuff. So if you search World Cup, for example, you'll get ITVX and BBC and stuff like that come up. Whereas if you use the Google search button on the remote, you'll get YouTube results. There isn't like a universal search that kind of searches everything. It does still feel like there are two separate systems on here, Freely and Android. I've tested a range of streaming apps on here. The device itself supports 4K HDR. I tested Netflix and had absolutely no problems. When I was testing Disney Plus, it was a little bit laggy when I first used it. I had to actually go into the Android system and sort of force close the app and reopen it, and it performed much better. It is worth noting, however, this device, like the Manhattan Aero, does not support Dolby Vision. So if that is a big deal to you, you might need to look elsewhere, things like a Fire Stick or an Apple TV for your streaming apps. The Pleio's slogan is watch, stream and play. So we've covered watch and stream, but the play side of things is video games. Now it comes with a game remote, which is advertised quite heavily in their like product images. And I think this put a lot of people off at launch because they look at it and are confused as to what this device actually is. On the gaming side of things, basically what you get with that 12-month subscription, which means you would have to pay for it after those 12 months are up, you get access to a quite a large collection of cloud-based games. So you're not going to find AAA games here. There are a couple I recognized, but obviously you don't install them to the device. They are played via the cloud. And performance-wise and graphics, no complaints really. They played well. There was no lagging or stuttering. The games looked good. I just don't see who is buying this to play those games or want access to the games. I suppose it's nice to have, but I just think it confused a lot of customers, particularly the target audience of this device. So overall, I think the Pleio is a little bit of a mixed bag. On one hand, you've got, a Freely streamer that will allow you to add freely to any TV without the need of an aerial. That's great. You've got access to the Play Store, so you can install streaming apps, including Now TV. So, it could be seen as an alternative to, long contract subscriptions with Sky. And yes, there are some shortcomings with this route. ITV, for example, still is only 25 frames per second on Freely, which can be quite a big deal, particularly with sports, because it does look a little bit stuttery, and that's something you wouldn't get with, subscription-based TV. And obviously that message that I've got from Now TV on the puck, that could change all of that, and then we would just be focusing on the Freely side of things. On the other hand, I think the Pleio is a little bit confused at what it wants to be. The inclusion of the game controller might be great for some. I can see this maybe in a kid's bedroom. You don't want to get them an Xbox, but they can still play games here. Or a grandparent, might have it on a spare TV in their house. If the kids come over, they can play some games. And, it's great to have. I just think that the reason this is less talked about than the Manhattan Aero, for example, is I just don't think people really got what it was because of that gaming side of things. It just doesn't seem suitable for the target audience this is for. The fact that it runs on Android is great for some, but for people that just want to add freely to their TV is meaningless. I think the Pleio sets out what it intended to do. Yes, you can watch freely on it. Yes, you can stream from your favorite streaming apps. And yes, you can play games. I just think that all put together is a little bit confusing for customers. However, it's now very similarly priced to the alternative, the Manhattan Aero, and I intend to do a video in the coming weeks looking at the Manhattan Aero, the Netgem Pleio, and freely built into TVs to look at the three options you have if you are looking to access free-to-air TV without any subscriptions and no aerial. As always though, let me know down in the comments your thoughts. Do you have a Netgem Pleio? What do you think of it? Have you played a lot of the games on it? Have you renewed the subscription after 12 months? I would love to know. I will join you down there and I will catch you in the next video.